Hey guys, what's up? This is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Arrow, episode 504, titled Penance, which premiered Wednesday, October 26, 2016 on the CW. Guys, quick reminder for my videos, I'm recording this within the same night I watched it for the first time, so you're getting my first genuine reaction for the episode, and this is only being created for fun. No profit is being made for this. This is just a fun thing for me to look back on, especially when it comes to predictions, to see what, if any of my predictions pan out later on in the season, and just to see what I first thought of an episode before any outside influences get to me. So with that said, let's start the 10-minute clock, and let's begin with what is something new that we learned in this episode. So this episode, despite Felicity and the new recruits' disapproval, Oliver teams up with Lila to break Diggle out of military prison. Diggle is furious at first, but in the end, he is grateful to be out. So now he's being holed up at the old Hive facility that they managed to clear out. So he's staying there with the family. Aside from that, though, while Oliver's out of town to break Diggle out, Church is latest plan causes him to raid the evidence locker and steal some heavy firepower, which leads the recruits having to go in the field to deal with him without Oliver. So despite their failed teaching attempts before Oliver left town, the recruits still go out and try to stop Church. Each one of them takes quite a beating against his men, and Curtis gets knifed in the back while Renee gets captured by Church. We actually see at the very end that he's actually chained and strung up, and he's being electrocuted with a taser, and he's been unmasked as well, though, so Church knows who is under the wild dog mask. So there's that. Aside from any of the dangerous things going on with that, we see tension between Felicity and Rory, who try to work things out between them with the whole Haven Rock guilt going between them. Rory first quits, only to return later to help the recruits in their mission to stop Church. So we see Felicity and Rory come to sort of an agreement between the two of them. They're both going to try to stop each other from having guilt guilt kind of consume them, I guess you could say. Also, this episode shows Deputy Mayor Lance and Thea trying to cover for Oliver, but it's first time we get to see Lance in his role as Deputy Mayor. So there's that. Doesn't really go that well, considering Church managed to break into the evidence locker. But anyways, based on the flashbacks, though, we see Oliver completing his final initiation test for the Bratva by getting himself arrested and then interrogating and killing someone while in lockup. And that someone is apparently important to Kovar's operations. And Kovar is the man that Oliver wants to ultimately kill to fulfill his promise to Tiana. So a little tidbit that we also learned in this episode was the fact that Renee Ramirez, aka Wild Dog, he was a Navy sniper who was discharged. He reveals that, kind of thinking that Oliver didn't know that, but Oliver reveals that he does know that, kind of making comments like, what makes you think that I don't know that about you already, type thing. So anyways, what was the most shocking moment of the episode for me? It definitely has to be Oliver and Diggle's escape. And I'll get into that in a quick moment as I move into my top 3 favorite moments. The first one being Oliver breaking Diggle out of prison. What I like is the fact that Oliver and Lila were able to do this with just the two of them. Lila was pretty much Oliver's eyes on the compound, while Oliver went inside the prison and managed to get himself around and stay undetected for as long as he did. And it was just fantastic to see. It was great throwback to show that Oliver can do something by himself. He's more than capable to go in at a mission by himself. He can do it. And then a great thing also was the fact that their escape. They're surrounded out in the open field with only a harness connecting the two of them, and their escape was their harness being attached to a military plane that Lila is flying over the compound, which strings them up into the plane. I thought that was pretty cool. Never seen them do anything like that before, so that was definitely a new one in the books for them. And also what I like was the exchanges between Oliver and Diggle. Oliver showing faith in Diggle, saying that he understands. I'm not going to leave you behind. I understand that you have some things to go through, but do that while fighting for this city as Spartan, not behind bars type thing. And then Diggle later thanking Oliver and telling him that even though he has changed, he's glad that some things hadn't changed. I think that's what along the same lines that we're being talked about. But anyways, next favorite moment for me has to be between Oliver and Rory Regan, aka Ragman. And this is pretty much the scene where after Rory's been MIA, he kind of shows up at the in like the front room for the Arrow Cave where Oliver used to have his mayor campaign office. Oliver finds him there, and this is where Rory tells Oliver that he can't be part of the team anymore. He has to quit. And just that whole exchange between the two of them, it's a lot of understanding between them. Oliver, I love how understanding he is. He's not ready to lecture, but he's trying to make sure that Rory knows this decision he's making, and he accepts it. And thankfully he comes back though, but I really like that scene between them. And also moving with Rory though, another favorite moment for me is between Rory and Felicity, when she finds him in his workshop, and she's talking about how while she may be a reminder to him about all the family that he's lost in Haven Rock, she tells him that he is a reminder of her, of what she had to do because she ended up picking Haven Rock in that split-second decision to move the missile from Monument Point. So it was just great for them to really come to an understanding. It was a great emotional exchange, and then it was great to see in the very end that after Rory returned, that he kind of made a little pact with Felicity, saying that they'll keep each other in check when it came to their guilt. So I just really liked the exchange between the two of them. Can't wait to see how much that friendship is going to go. So we'll see about that. And also, what the last moment I liked has to be between Quentin Lance and Thea. What I really like between the two of them is Thea showing her support towards Lance and how she's trying to tell him that she's there without explicitly saying that she's there for him if he needs her. She kind of wants to give him the opening that he has someone to turn to, because beforehand, Laurel was his rock, someone who was always there for him, but now that she's not here anymore, that's kind of why he's breaking down as is. So it's great to see that Thea is extending her hand out to Lance in providing that support, whether it's from afar or close up. I really like that exchange between them. Top 3 Peach moments. I only have the one, and it's that the Arrow team is rebelling from Oliver. I don't like this just because of the fact that they don't listen or take orders when Oliver is the one with the experience. It really bugs me when all these inexperienced people who are being trained by someone who knows more, it really bugs me when they defy that person. I mean, what's the point in them teaching you if you're just going to defy their orders? They might as well just not deal with you and have you learn your own mistakes and screw everything up on a bigger scale than it needs to be, than to help you try to not make those mistakes. It really bugs me. A lot of other shows have that issue too, which I don't like, but especially with Oliver, with everything he's proved to be capable of doing, he truly doesn't need these recruits. Yet it just proves that it's more beneficial for him. But with all the experience he's had on the island, as well as being on the streets for 5 years as the vigilante, and then those 5 years in those various situations, it really shows Oliver's experience, and why I really don't understand why anyone would want to go against that type of experience when he's willing to teach you. That's just a peeve of mine. But moving on, what will I remember most when I look back on this episode? The prison breakout. Definitely, I'll look back on that. And it was just great to see Oliver and Diggle reunited again. So there's that. Random questions, though, very quickly. As Diggle lays low, is he going to find a way to expose the corrupt unit that framed him back in Latvia? Or is he just going to continue to be on the run like Roy Harper is kind of having to deal with, which Felicity mentioned in this episode? So there's that. Also, last question. Will we see Oliver call on the Bratva in the present day? I'm actually liking the Bratva storyline in the flashbacks. We kind of got a bit of it season 1, season 2 in the present day, but it was only like for like an instance. But I'm wondering if we will actually see the Bratva in the present day, or if we get to see Oliver call on his Bratva connection at all. So I can't wait to see that though. Moving on to predictions very quickly. Based off the promo for 505, it looks like Church tortures the name of the Green Arrow out of Rene Ramirez, and because of that, Church orders a hit on Oliver Queen instead of on Green Arrow himself. So preview actually shows Oliver getting shot. So I guess we're gonna have to see the fallout for that. But based off the synopsis though for 505, it looks like Renee is tortured by Church. There's the timer, and then also Oliver calls up his old friend Christopher Chance for some help, and it looks like Detective Malone joins the ACU, which puts Felicity's two worlds on a collision course towards each other. So there is that. New questions from that though. Once Church learns of Oliver's identity, nothing is really going to stop him from targeting him or targeting anyone close to Oliver. So I'm wondering if Prometheus will be the one to kill Church to kind of protect Oliver that way. And with that said though, does Prometheus know that Oliver is the Green Arrow, or is he just targeting the Green Arrow? So that's something in itself that I'm kind of wondering about. So there is that, and other predictions in general. I'm not really thinking of anything for sure from that, but hopefully they get Renee back before permanent damage is done. But I guess we'll have to wait and see about that. So that's about it. So what do you guys think of the episode? What do you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it, as well as your own thoughts and opinions. And if you want, check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I read blog promos, web clips, quotes, GIFs, all that, and synopses. So go check that out. It's also attached to my WordPress account, so a lot of things I post online will be connected through that account. So you can follow me there, check me out there if you like. And that's about it. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you come back next week to see what I have to say about the next episode. But until then, guys, this is Mel. Wish you a great day, great week wherever you are, and I hope you had a great, happy Halloween weekend. Bye for now.